Hello, welcome to What Culture Gaming. Here's some more E3 lovely coveragey stuff. Today we're talking about Bethesda.
Ooh.
I'm probably, much like last year, probably the most excited for this conference. So
And why do they always put on the latest? I can't stay up till half 2, man.
You can and you will.
I've got PC gaming that night from 11 till 12, so I've only got 2.5 hours to kill.
I don't care.
I'm going to continue playing Dark Souls. Anyway, let's kick this off with the elephant in the room, Fallout 76.
He's a pretty big elephant now.
It was one of those things, the biggest elephant.
Teased for a while. It seems like they're going to be doing their big gameplay drop with this. Like, we know rumors, things like on Kotaku, Jason Schreier talks about the idea that it's an online Fallout, which is going to be the first for the series. A Fallout MMO was cancelled back in 2012, so there's a lot of things to sort of bring back. It basically seems like, I keep using this phrase, but it's all to play for, because the general reaction was very mixed to 76. We've been quite positive on it, you've been quite positive on it.
I'm really excited for whatever it is.
But the general, like, some of the fans, or a notable swath on social media, have been like, we don't want online Fallout, so please prove us that it's the right thing to do.
What I've heard so far has been it's going to be like Ark or Rust.
Yes,
just in Fallout, and if that's the case, should I just have my notice in now? Because I'm just
I will not come in.
I
I think it's one of those things where they have things to pull from, like the settlement building in Fallout 4, and they obviously have a solid enough game engine, and apparently, again, according to Kotaku, they've spent the last sort of 6 odd years working on getting the Gamebryo engine working online with the amount of players they need to sort of explore the wasteland together. And there's also the story side of it, where Vault 76 is all about the first people that explored the wasteland, the Commonwealth. So the idea of players doing all that together is really cool. I'm positive on it.
Like you said, though, we're very really positive on it, I think. But like you said, a lot of fans aren't positive on it. So I don't think Bethesda can come out as if it's a surefire thing and be like, well, this is what you're getting, you know, like a lump. They've got to convince people that this can work.
When you look at the time frame between Fallout 4 and this, it's not that long. Whereas didn't they start doing Fallout 4 as soon as I finished Fallout 3?
It'll have been pre-production, but not fully until Skyrim.
Obviously because they're doing Skyrim, but like they kicked this off quite early, so goodness knows when they started 76.
Speaking of Skyrim, I'm going to leap ahead and we'll go back and forward on the notes. What if we get an Elder Scrolls tease? Because I think it is about time.
It's not happening.
I understand like giving the tease to make the fans excited, but I think to say, oh, we've got all these really good games coming out, but you should also look past them to after they've sort of been and gone and look at the next Elder Scroll.
I think it's been 7 years since Skyrim, and we've seen multiple definitive editions. We've seen the Switch edition. It's one of those things where, like, Todd Howard was asked when's the next Elder Scrolls coming. He said, "Oh, way in the future. Don't even think about it. Like, don't worry about it." But obviously, we're seeing another Fallout. This is the first time they've done multiple Fallouts in a row rather than alternating. So it's like, if you want to still satisfy that fan base,
obviously they used to do Elder Scrolls in a row because they did two. They did all the first 4.
Oh yeah. I just mean like since acquiring Fallout 2. But it's one of those things where they could at least go, but we've got you, fam. Like, don't worry, we've got you.
I mean, that's why they're doing. I mean, there's been all the big stuff about Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, last year we saw stuff from Elder Scrolls Online, which obviously I don't think any of us play it.
Not really. It's meant to be good though.
I doubt we're going to see Elder Scrolls 6.
For me, I'm with you. I think Bethesda's entire policy at the minute is, look, we've got this game, it's real, and it's coming at the end of this year. We've got Fallout 76.
They're not going to pull out a Metroid Prime 4 and go, it's in development.
It's just not their style. They seem to want quick turnarounds to releases, and if they've got Fallout 76, that's more than enough to chew on with the rest of the games that we're going to get to. But if that's the centerpiece, they're not going to announce, for me, or even tease at a Elder Scrolls game, and I think they won't announce Starfield either. I think that's
another thing we've got as well.
Starfield,
because that's your elephant in the room, because you've got something that's going to tie Elder Scrolls and Fallout together. Like the rumor for this is that Starfield is their big sci-fi franchise,
and essentially Fallout and Elder Scrolls style RPG in space, isn't it?
So it's meant to be tying those two laws together, but it's also going to be a sci-fi thing. So whether that means the running fan theory is that Fallout happens first, and then Elder Scrolls is second, because things like the Khajiit,
all the shared universe.
All the different mutants are all byproducts of the mutations that happened during the Fallout canon. So like, I like that idea. I mean, it's very MCU. It's very like just make a shared universe. But I like the idea of them bringing their franchises together and moving forward.
We were talking about this morning. NoClip, Danny O'Dyer, the lovely man, did a Bethesda history of Bethesda, like an hour-and-a-half long documentary. I watched it last night, and one of the guys was talking about the shared universe, and they almost managed to put some kind of shared universe stuff into Fallout 4. Did you reach that point?
Not yet. I'm only halfway through.
There's a bit where he talks about that, so I think they'll just keep it as a fan thing. I mean, I thought this morning, actually, when I thought about Starfield, I bet you Bethesda are thinking, where on earth have they got this from? Like, this isn't us. Like,
Yeah.
I think it is
absolutely, like, for all we know, but Starfield might be completely fabricated, and not even Bethesda know what we're talking about.
true. All I'll say in terms of the final thing on Starfield, at least for me, is that there's a huge Mass Effect-sized gap left in the gaming industry.
That's very true.
And it's about time someone plugged it. So
they could do it as an RPG, or they could do it as like a third-person thing. Like you said, to literally fill the.
I want a big old AAA style sci-fi RPG because Mass Effect sure ain't giving me that.
And I think if we see if that happens, it's not going to be this year, unfortunately.
I think it will be.
I don't think it will be.
But I don't think they'll release this yet. But I think they'll confirm it. It's
essentially,
real.
as we
I'm a dreamer,
before,
man. I want the
Bethesda,
announcements.
they say we're doing this, and you'll get it at least within the next year and a bit.
Yeah.
So they don't normally turn around and go, "This will be out 2021."
True.
They don't do that.
True.
Quickly, Rage 2.
I'm well psyched for Rage 2.
I'm quite excited for that. I don't know I mean, obviously they've announced Fallout 76 before E3. Do you think they were deliberately leaking Rage 2, or do you think that was quite an unfortunate thing for Bethesda?
I think the Rage thing was very much a response to the stuff that got data mined through Walmart. The leak at Walmart.
Yeah. When it got leaked, they went, "Oh, fine."
You got us. It's real.
I feel kind of bad for them, but Rage 2 actually looks really fun. I didn't play the first Rage.
You played a bit of it, Josh. Right?
I played all of it. It was all right.
Someone had to.
Just the idea of like an open world with Doom sort of shooting-ish stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
go for it.
That's potentially one of the most interesting parts of this conference is that a lot of the games that are in development are joint productions. Obviously, Fallout 76 is joint production between the main Bethesda Gamesoft Works and the office in Austin, who were working on the cancelled Battlecry, whereas Rage 2 is a co-production between id Software and Avalanche Studios. So they have a lot of balls up in the air at the moment. They have a lot of projects that could be going at once because, as we'll get to in a minute, Doom 2 could also be a thing.
So, don't know how many people from id are working on Rage 2. I think just by looking at the trailers, when it says Bethesda, Avalanche, then id, it might be only a small portion of it, and the rest of them are working on Doom 2.
Maybe.
I think Doom 2 is. I would say that they are working on it. Whether we'll see it, probably not.
I don't think you'll see it because it neutralizes Rage 2. I think that if they want the whole first-person shooter sell, you don't then go, but we've got our big thing alongside. Like I think the whole appeal of Rage 2, or from what I've seen from the trailers, is taking the Doom style of like arena-focused combat and stretching it all out. So you've got open world stuff interspersed with the Avalanche-developed driving stuff, and that just looks like a hell of a combo.
Yeah.
Like I said, it undercuts it if you then go, but this exact shotgun is in this other thing, and you're going to be in hell. So I think they spaced them out.
Something that's not actually on the notes. We might see more stuff for Quake Champions. Maybe not. I've played it. Not a big fan, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's a shame.
I really enjoyed it when the first beta came out, and then when it sort of the second wave of beta came out, or the tryhards played, and it was like, I can't play this game.
What was that?
That was it. We might see more Quake Champion stuff. Maybe not. I think
they might do with a console release.
They might have just give it. They might do a console release. As far as I remember, when they announced it, id were like, "Yeah, we're not releasing it on consoles. It's a Twitch shoot. It's an arena Twitch shooter. It is a PC game." But anyway, that's another thing. One thing I want to point out, I want a Fallout 4 Switch port. And finally, Josh, your little baby.
Oh yeah, Prey DLC, right? This has been rumored all year. Give me more Prey content. Give me Prey 2.
Either
DLC.
Prey 2, Prey 2.5, Prey 3. Or either DLC, or it could be one of their Dishonored Wajima Flopsits standalone sequel, spin-off thing.
They have done really great work on the Dishonored standalone expansions, and if they do that for Prey, I'm going to buy it 3 times.
Okay,
once for Xbox, once for PlayStation, and once for potentially Switch.
Yeah,
I mean, Bethesda do like their Switch stuff.
Just do a Shovel Knight and get one on every possible platform.
Yeah.
My whole thing with Prey is that it was immaculately made, and I wanted to love it more than I did. I'd still champion that game's story and atmosphere.
An hour, and I don't know.
It doesn't get you as much as it needs to. But there's totally another furtive franchise there. Obviously, it was one before in 2006, but there's enough there to pull from, and like there's enough twists and turns that got people talking, at least in amongst smaller fandoms. But stuff to capitalize on. Again, there's a sci-fi gap in gaming, so fill it.
Absolutely. But I think that about wraps it up for what we might be seeing from Bethesda at E3 this year. What do you think? What games do you? What? Sorry.
Elder Scrolls.
We said
Elder Scrolls. I know. Elder Scrolls.
Oh, you just.
I'm gonna see Elder Scrolls. That's what I want to see.
What do you want to see in the comments section down below? Scott's going to write Elder Scrolls in the comments 4,000 times and then pin it to the top of the comment section by himself. Anyway, there you go. I've been Rich.
I've been Scott.
I've been Josh.
And we'll see you next time for some more lovely, lovely E3 content. Stay subscribed to see it all. Bye-bye.
Bye.